Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to Scents of South Jersey with me, Kellen, for another fragrance video. I have what I think is a really special individual review for you guys today for a very special, very rare fragrance. It is from the House of Gucci, was released in 1988, and it is an aromatic fougere, if not the ultimate aromatic fougere. It is Gucci's Nobile. So what we'll do, as we always do in the individual reviews, we're going to break down the fragrance into 5 parts. First, taking a look at the fragrance's box and bottle presentation. Then I'll go over the fragrance's notes. Then I'm going to go over its performance based on my experience wearing the fragrance. And then I'm going to give my overall thoughts and then, of course, my overall rating. If it is your first time here to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do so. Just hit that red button and subscribe. If you have an Instagram page, go check out the Scents of South Jersey Instagram page for news and updates on the channel, photos of fragrances from my collection, and of course, individual scent of the day stories. Let's break down this fragrance, guys. Okay, let's take a look at the presentation. Let's take a look at the box first. So this is the very first Gucci Nobile bottle and box that I've got. I got it in person at a store. So it's got this like gray, dark gray and light gray gradient to the box here. It says Gucci Nobile. You can see the symbol there. Sorry about the glare, guys. And then, of course, the Gucci colors there, the green and the red. It's an eau de toilette, so size and concentration. This is a 60 ml bottle. On the top, you don't have much going on, just that gradient line. And then on the back, you have some brand information. And on the bottom, you have your barcode and your batch code. It looks like this. So this is 30142. And we'll take a look at the bottle. There's another barcode there. This is one of the bottles. I have a couple different ones. This might be a little bit of a longer review because of how much I enjoy this set. So you can see here, it says Gucci Nobile. It's frosted glass there, brushed glass, eau de toilette. It's got the nice rib in the bottle. And then here in the back, you can see the cap. You can hold it by the cap. Silver atomizer, the distribution. Let's see, check it out here. Very nice. Just get some of that in the air there. The cap sticks on here. There are other bottles, however. There are bottles that have the built-in sprayer as well, too. And you can see the juice has got this light green hue to it, whereas on some of my older bottles, here's a 1 ounce bottle. It's kind of got a darker, yellower tint to it. This is one of the older ones that I own. They also have splash bottles as well, too. So you can see same setup, Gucci Nobile in it, but it says eau de toilette and Gucci on the back, and the cap screws into place. This is an eau de toilette splash here. This is also older. You can see the color sort of changed with this fragrance. So there's a couple different variations of the bottle. Here's another one. This is sort of a green hue here. This one has the atomizer, and it is the non-splash bottle. And then we have some other options as well. Here's an aftershave bottle. You can see for Gucci, again, green hue to the juice. And this is a splash bottle, and it says Gucci Nobile on the back, and then the frosted on the front, and the cap screws off just like that too. So the last of the bottles I have to show you is going to be the large 4 ounce bottle. And this one's sort of in the middle when it comes to the juice color, when it comes to the very light green versus the yellow. And this one is an atomizer bottle too. So very nice presentation to all the different variations of Gucci Nobile. Okay, let's talk about the notes for Gucci Nobile too. So again, 1980s fragrance is going to be a lot of notes, especially in the base of this fragrance. That's where the most notes are. In the top, you have bergamot, lavender, rosemary, tarragon, lemon, and nutmeg. And then in the heart, or in the middle of the fragrance, you have balsam fir, green notes, geranium, jasmine, rose, cyclamen, and carnation. And then in the base, you have oak moss, of course, sandalwood, vetiver, cedar, patchouli, amber, musk, and tonka bean. So the notes that I pick up on the most with this fragrance, definitely lavender and a little bit of the citrus in the top, but mostly lavender. And then it's kind of got that strong balsam fir pine, sort of like just deeper green, the green notes, a little bit of floral, but not much. And then of course the oak moss comes right in, and you know, you're gonna get that. I don't get any, and a little bit of the musk, but I don't get any like tonka bean, which I'm glad about because that's a sweeter note, and I typically don't like that, so I don't pick up on that at all. But it's a fougere, so you know, your lavender, slight floral, and of course your oak moss. That's what you're gonna get with this fragrance. Okay, so the performance for Gucci Nobile, based on my experience wearing it, again, I have a lot of it now, so I can apply a lot of it, but I'd say your average application is gonna get you in the 6 to 7 hour range. It's you know, it'll definitely get your workday. I notice it but I don't think it's the strongest like beast mode performer, but I don't think it was meant to be that either. But it was definitely something that, you know, is going to last you. I would say a workday is a solid estimation of its performance. That's what my experience is. After that, I'm not going to pick up more of it. There are some different items that you can get to help increase the performance. So they do have a body wash as well too, and you can see what the box looks like for that. That is something that, you know, the boxes are going to look just like the fragrance, so but it does have the same thing where they have logos on the front and the back, and they do have a deodorant spray as well too. It's pretty cool. This is an aerosol, and it smells just like the fragrance too, which is nice. This is a little bit more rare. Here is the box for the deodorant spray. So these things will help press their performance, but not that much. You know, again, everyone knows I like to match the aftershave with the fragrance. They do have an aftershave balm as well. This one will help, but really it's about the scent, and I would say the performance is a solid between 6 and 8 hours. All right, guys, so it's time for my overall thoughts on Gucci Nobile. I mean, this is probably the greatest fougere fragrance that there ever was created. I don't think I've smelled a better one. And you guys know that as my tastes have developed, as you've watched the channel, fougères have been the fragrances that I've concentrated on the most. This one really sets itself apart. And it definitely commands a high price on eBay and aftermarket sites, but I understand why. It really is good. There are certain times when fragrances cost a lot and then you get them and they're not very good, or you're like, wow, that definitely wasn't worth the X amount of dollars I spent on it. But this one is. I've been fortunate that I've been able to collect a lot of bottles. I haven't spent that much. Like, you see some prices that are like $400, $500, $600 for them. I haven't spent anywhere near that on even this bottle too. This one was under $200. I was just lucky to get it, made an offer, and it was accepted. But the fragrance is incredible. It smells so smooth. It's the perfect fougere, the moss, the shave foam. It eclipses things like Rive Gauche. It eclipses so many other fragrances that are desired and discontinued and sought after. Gucci Nobile really just sits at the top of what I would call the Drakkar Noir family line. It's similar to that fragrance, but then there are fragrances that are better than Drakkar Noir, like Caesar's Man or Duc de Bravant. Like, those fragrances are all awesome, but they don't make it to the level that this does. Everybody knows for years now, I've been really ranting about how much I love Kouros and how that's the best fragrance. Honestly, I think this one knocked Kouros off the throne. I think this one now claims the title of 7 Super Bowls. Like, Kouros is Tom Brady on the Bucks, and this is Gucci Nobile is Tom Brady on the Patriots. Kouros is amazing, and it's also an aromatic fougere, but the problem is with it is that many people around me are not as big a fan of it, where I have gotten nothing but positive feedback from this. So I think this has become probably my favorite fragrance. It's just so perfect in every way. It's clean, it's fresh, it's masculine, but it's got that deeper green, you know, balsam fir pine and oak moss scent to it. I haven't got a better barbershop fragrance. I don't think I own a better fougere. I don't think there is a better fougere than this. So I understand why it costs so much, but Gucci Nobile is just definitely a fragrance that sets itself apart. It has become, you know, one of the, I have more bottles of this than maybe only 1 or 2 other fragrances do I have as many products like this. So, you know, if you think about the cost, and that might not be something that you want to spend, is there any alternatives to this fragrance? And I think that there's one. I think there's one that really comes very close to it. It's not an inexpensive fragrance, but again, it's not nearly as much as some of these things cost, and it's what some of the sellers on eBay are costing. And it's a niche fragrance, and it's from the house of Rogue Parfumerie from Emmanuel Cross, and it is Rogue's Bon Monsieur. This is probably the closest thing to Gucci Nobile that you can get. It's almost, I don't want to say dead-on clone. This is a little bit denser, a little bit probably difficult to wear. And again, it's a new bottle, so maybe once it sits, it'll freshen out a little bit. This is a little cleaner. This is a little bit rougher, but it still smells fantastic. And if you want to get an idea of what Gucci Nobile smells like without spending $200, because you can get this bottle for, I think, $150 for this size. I got it on Lucky Scent, and it was shipped to me right away. It's only, I think, a 75 ml, but that doesn't matter. But again, if you don't spray a ton of it, it'll last you. Some of the scents are a little bit different with these. Like, these are a little bit, the top is not spoiled, but it's a little bit different. Almost has like a smokier hue to it, where the fragrances are, the Gucci Nobile bottles that have the greener, the lighter green tint, they're the cleanest of them all. So the other ones just must be older, but the dry down on these are fantastic. So it changes over time, but it doesn't lose its quality. And that's why I'm so impressed with this fragrance. And I must say, I think this is my favorite fragrance of all time. Okay guys, it's time for my overall ratings for Gucci Nobile. So we'll go back to the presentation, taking a look at the box again and the bottle here side by side. Very classy box. It's clean. It's not in your face. It's not obnoxious. And the bottle is like royal looking. It's so nice. Look, I really enjoy the presentation. Beautiful box, beautiful bottle. The bottle even more so. So we're going to go 9.5 out of 10 for the presentation for Gucci Nobile. As far as the performance goes, it definitely gets you through a work day. I'm getting at least, between 6 and 8 hours. I do spray heavy, so I do notice it. So I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10 for the performance. And as far as the scent goes, you cannot get a better fougere. It's a perfect fragrance. It's classy. It smells great. It's masculine. It's just an incredible scent. I really, really enjoy it, and I'm going to continue to wear it and continue to collect it. So we're going to go 10 out of 10. It's a perfect scent, perfect masculine, classic men's fragrance. So the overall rating for Gucci Nobile from me is going to be a 9 out of 10. All right, guys, that'll wrap it up for me today. That's my review of Gucci Nobile. If you stuck around this far, I just wanted to thank you. I know this was a little bit of a longer fragrance review. I talked a lot about the different things that I had about this fragrance and my thoughts. I may have went on too long. I apologize, but it's just because I wanted to express how much I really enjoy this fragrance and how good it is too. So I would love to hear from all of you in the comment section below. Let me know about Gucci Nobile. What's your experience with it? Have you ever tried it? Did you have it back in the day when it was still in production? Did you ever just miss out on it? Did you try? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Are there fragrances that you know that are good alternatives to Gucci Nobile? I would love to hear it in the comment section. I would always appreciate all the interaction. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and check out the Sense of South Jersey Instagram page. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care.